Hi guys, welcome to the chapter 6 of my story. If this is your first time joining my story, I recommend catching up on the previous chapters to fully grasp the journey I've been through. Trust me, you'll want to follow the twists and turns that led to this point, and stay tuned for what's coming next. Now, let's dive in for chapter 6. Jack may have been generous to his old friend, Japanese friend, actually, but he spared none of that kindness for me. He denied me even the most basic necessities, but honestly, I didn't care at that point. I had a job and a plan. Quietly and patiently, I was working my way toward freedom. It might take a year or two, but I was determined. I just had to wait for the perfect moment to escape. One day, a surprising piece of mail changed everything. It was a letter from a cousin. At first, I thought it came from the Philippines, but the stamps and address told a different story. It was from Anytown City, USA. My cousin was here in America. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. I had family here, someone to run to. My heart swelled with strength and hope and a sense of possibility. I danced around in sheer joy, spinning in circles like a giddy child. For the first time in what felt like forever, I tasted freedom, even if it was just a sliver of it for now. So excitedly, I told Jack about my cousin. His only response was very dismissive. Huh, as he walked off to our room, pretending not to care, typical of him. So we will return to my cousin later. She's the key to how I finally escaped Jack. Let's talk about Jack's hobbies. He was obsessed with outdoor activities, fishing, camping, planting trees, and going to church. But his greatest passion was hunting, which I despise. He forced me to join him on deer hunting, especially during the winter. Imagine sitting on a freezing, foggy tree stand for hours waiting for nothing. I hated every second of it. One day, Jack came home, buzzing with excitement. He had just acquired a shiny new toy, a sleek, intimidating piece of gear. He couldn't wait to taste it out and insisted I join him. Reluctantly, I followed him to the side yard where we practiced shooting at targets against the hillside. I was surprisingly decent at it, but I could never bring myself to use it against a living creature. So hunting season rolled around and Jack would often go out alone. Sometimes he'd return with a catch, other times he'd come back empty-handed and in a foul mood. His disappointment seemed more about not getting to use his new gear than anything else. Jack's obsession didn't end there. He tinkered endlessly, crafting and perfecting his supplies. He had a collection of tools that he cleaned, polished, and prepared daily. One of these he tucked into the car I drove for work. When I asked why, he casually replied, "For protection." So I asked, "Protection from what?" And he said, "Stop questioning me and get in the car." So that day, Jack drove us to another town without telling me why. We stopped in front of an unfamiliar house. Jack got out and told me to stay in the car. Uneasy, I locked the doors. Watching from the passenger seat, I saw him knock loudly on the front door. No one answered. He knocked again. Still nothing. Then he started peeking through the windows and shouted, "Where's your wife, man?" A voice from the inside the house yelled back, "Get out of here or else." My stomach dropped. Did I just hear a threat? I ducked down in the seat, heart pounding, unsure what might happen next. Moments later, Jack stormed back to the car, jumped in, and sped off without a word. To this day, I have no idea what that was all about. But one thing was clear, Jack wasn't just eccentric. He was downright dangerous. Thank you for joining me for this chapter of my journey. Be sure to check out the earlier chapters to get the full story and keep an eye out for what's coming next. It's about to get even more intense.